solid foundation. And when it comes to cultural intelligence, we can't have a solid foundation unless we first remove a couple of major obstacles. And in particular, I'm talking about the flawed concept of globalism and a mindset of ethnocentrism. Let's start first with the myth of globalism, and more specifically, market globalism, which is both a fallacy and a failure. The term globalism has been so overused in recent years, it's become a cliche. But the original theory of market globalism envisioned that the international marketplace, international commerce, would create one big, borderless marketplace that would eventually adopt uniform rules, uniform value, uniform culture, pretty much uniform everything. However, that marketplace doesn't exist. It never did and it never will. Nations still maintain borders. Nations still have their own legal and regulatory systems. And while it's true that the global marketplace has grown more interdependent, commerce and trade have not erased the cultural differences throughout the world that would make us all one, make us all the same. So from the outset, we need to get rid of this cliche that globalism is somehow going to miraculously transform us all into one uniform commercial marketplace. And in fact, the pandemic has only underscored this reality. COVID has wreaked havoc on the world economy. Many businesses have failed. Others will continue to reevaluate their geographical footprints and supply chains with an eye towards more independence and less interdependence in everything from daily operations to long-term strategic planning. Even though that trend is sure to continue, we remain very much of an interdependent and interconnected world economy. But we are not a uniform global economy, and that is the difference. The pandemic didn't cause the demise of globalism. It only highlighted its many flaws. Long before COVID-19, major changes in the global marketplace were already well underway. Protracted trade wars and tariffs, for example, had encouraged many countries and companies to rethink the virtues of political and economic interdependence. And now seems to be a good time in particular to say a few words about Mary Parker Follett. For all of the business majors and MBAs with us, you probably remember Follett's pioneering work in the field of organizational theory. And you probably remember that she is widely acknowledged as the mother of modern management. But there's one piece of her work that is particularly important to our discussion, and that's this. Follett once very astutely observed, and I quote, "Unity, not uniformity, must be our aim. We attain unity only through variety. Differences must be integrated, not annihilated, not absorbed." And more to the point, Follett believed that people, not industrial processes or concepts, were the most valuable assets of a company. And the same is true when it comes to exposing the flaws of globalism, which will always fail because it encourages the pursuit of uniformity throughout the commercial world, when in reality, we should strive for unity. To understand people as a company's greatest asset, we first must learn about their culture. Only when we know one's culture will we have a true cultural intelligence. And this leads us to our second and arguably our most difficult challenge: overcoming ethnocentrism.